It is written. It is written.
I came to Dayton in 3K, and I've been here ever since. I'm a senior now. In 4K, my teacher, Mrs. Nathan, she shared the gospel to me, but I didn't really understand because I was 4 at that age, and I never really understood. I went home and asked my parents about it because I've always grew up in a Christian home. So I asked my parents that day, couldn't really relate to me because I only knew like 10 words. So I asked my sister. She told me about everything from do dogs go to heaven and hell, to everything in the Bible. She showed me and told me about it. I got led to Christ by my sister. Thank you, Bryan. As I grew up, I pushed God away more and more, and I was just like, I didn't try to like have nothing to do with him. It wasn't the first priority. Everything else was. Miss Jeannie and Victoria Vanessaty talked me into going to Word of Life for the first time. That's the first time I heard about it, like going to 7th grade. I went to Word of Life that year with Justin Maldonado and 2012 graduating class, like Brandon Mercer, Alex Medina, Ryan Javion. That was the first time I ever went to Word of Life. That was the best time I ever had. That's the first time they talked about reassurance. So I rededicated my life to Christ. But ever since, I've been gradually trying to get back to God. Last year I went to Word of Life with Ecleso, Marino, Adam Maldonado. I remember our counselor telling us something. He said, all this, Word of Life, going to church, going to a private school, all this, if you're doing all this and you're still in the same spot you were 5 years ago when it comes to your relationship with God, what are you doing with your life? And that really hit me because I'm like, I hear it every day. My parents are on fire for Christ. Why can't I? What's stopping me? And this year when I went to Word of Life, Paul Woods, he challenged us. He said, guys, if you guys are seniors, if you guys are in high school, don't have a comfort zone. Because when you have a comfort zone, that's when you start getting nervous about Christ. That's when you start not wanting to share the gospel. That's when you start like living in this bubble where you think, oh, my Christianity is my Christianity, not anybody else. I felt as if that was so true. This senior year, I'm challenging myself. I'm challenging the whole senior class to not have a comfort zone, because when you create a comfort, it doesn't allow God to really work through your life. And I feel as if people don't know I'm a Christian, then I'm obviously not doing a good enough job for me to present the gospel to them. If I look down the road, I'm like, hey, Matthew Bryan's a Christian, and they're like, oh, what? He really is? Then I'm not doing my job. When I became a Christian, I think that's when God really blessed me with the gift of leadership. Ever since, I've always been like short, but I always have that voice or that demeanor where like I always like to win. I'm very competitive. I like to lead. And this year, like, I put so much energy towards sports, towards class, towards everything else except for God. Why can't I just take some of that energy or have that same attitude towards God and sharing and furthering His kingdom? I'm gonna lead my senior class with like I never did before, like nobody's ever done before. Well, my senior class blessed me with the opportunity, and I thank them for voting me their class president. I feel as if that's a platform for me to further God's kingdom and showing how God can bless somebody with a position and they can still do the same job as everybody else, but except do it for God's glory. That's all the reason we're living, for God's glory. I never realized that until it hit me this summer. And I feel as if I know that you can't say that, you gotta show it. The only way for me to do all this is just to show it, be that example. So that's it. This is your boy Matthew Bryan of the graduating class of 2013, Dayton Christian School. See you.